Wise exodus, term in the Latin language with the private order, not a form of the human to begin to going to be reduced to the sickest of communities in the pay ratio now for the figured out now for the walk through your corridors and sleep. Saying if my opinion is this is a form of fashion to look inside of myself and to show you do not display the use of share repeats words with the okay for this. Sometimes I wonder if the smile covered the surface of the sky to the sleep and fall. The fear of the waking up and it was the lies of the cloud from the danger you can have the calling. What you have the color for the no takes the size and this is no fire momentarily. You're all the end for this is to show your self-esteem. Just like rain after gray cloud now sleeping silently, deeply. Miss you constantly, this is the continuity of your observation. Whatever, I'm not asking for the stick of the outgoing of this is the wild things. This is where the sun kissed the horizon, the palm trees swayed it like a dance in the rain pain. This is so small rooms and smiles and try to wish upon to speak to me. And the daily bread to sin don't leave without a trace of the delusion to sanctify the paradox. Freedom is in the knowing and the searching for the pain for the true name of the open the cage and the knowing became free. You know my destiny. Stands here before the each stage of the mirror for the own inadequacies. This is again and again for the spectator for your plain sight. For this is the eyes of the clear mind for the individual with his own to be in zombie for the too long. And I ask you again for the what so deeply ached, so sharp, constant, and unbearable for the examine the thoughts and the feelings that are hidden over your corners. And slowly you know for the truth is still before me, but the pain was never about for your titles and titles and never the roles and discipline for the responsibility is the pain was the pouring for the discard. And how no light they altered for the fragile balance. Between you and me, and how easy they gave no importance to what changed between us, and this is defining you feel. I would feel this through the silent wound. The choices created for the message, the decisions carried you. It stood higher, it stood lower, but it was the value of more for the worthless, and this is the code prize. Though it's choosing wild out of it is another tool concern for this may have spoken a single word for the actions and voices that are louder than speech, and this is more than that. Dudes, more than change positions and more than outward shift. What was to hurt me most? This is me before the winner. For the weak, you make me feel smaller. One for this was the place that this is where they're broken enough. And the put that for the other days. So wounded beneath the sentence and the you can road well. Another truth arrived, and never the had for the value that signs me. Not the word to show or the war for who they really any one leg is the measure for the it's not the measure for the know what to do with who I am and to stand further. Inside of my own word, there's no judgment that can make me smaller. Opinion can't reduce the height of the catches and for the certain careless decisions and turn me into a definition of who I am. Can I call them incompetent for this world to be unqualified? Perhaps there's no more to perform for well enough for the over the realm for the word dignity. It's guarded for the hours and hearts to consider where human bonds are. Serve care for their lose the complete failure where it all goes. This is a mic check, or a sound check. Just figure what can walk through the cave. So for what you find confident to sleep, to vacate to the obvious facey steps that follows. Where the mouth is open, no lack of charm, but the follow heat. Forked tongue wagging with the eye, but no light, hollow. Storm the story. You take two favors, and this would be the delicacy here. The day after, you'll agree with the time that we are done for this magic of authors we took down for we respond for the missing word, lack of description, filled with the understanding that you can ask her. Would you make it lighter for the cleaner somehow for the anyway but here, but this is the binding flyer for this is the name for the fire, and this is the neutral way for the path of the reopening for your berries and rekindling over your clarity. This will be the naturally process of your echoing backwards to the door to attend. The shadows of the sugars and the light in the room will always save the scenes for you, the food, the choosing of everything that feels heavy for the blanket. A simple act of standing underneath the cozy feeling and can't fake it. And I can fake it with a good night that if you do through trials and triumphs, you remain healed, brokenness, and the hopelessness of find where you going. Just we go. That's what about the choices you have made. The second chances just never promised, but the wait for culpability for this the clock that continues and taking you the time to take a turn. Seasons slowly spin, lessons to the life of earn, learn, play with. You want to see the sun, the wave, so you can stay to visit you. Now the city with the mountains, the car, the open palms, and but you put the glass dope. This is the fragrance of dissipating. And in the evening of the uncut wood with the humbling of the finger trace. Sting of the triangle, untangle, or this is the threat, and anger for the empty of you. This is the wake of the voice in your head with the dream. Keep archived and like I make me wake up one day with the purple mist. This is not the escape of the garden bed to the side, secretly. You're digging it up. Be brave. There's something is about the bearing of the soul that makes me feel driven and personal. Run back to the dark. One that don't need for the billions of people to know that you're special enough to know the heart broken 1,000 times too. With the scars to prove otherwise, and the spilled lies with the teary eyes. This is the clever girl for the liquor with the hearts and empty rooms, and you must make your own for this to be a stranger for your time. Passions will rush. You capture the imagination rocky ledge. Beneath this, the only thing is holding up your position. And you're not smaller or skinnier, you're skinnier. Rather not for the petite behind your passive, and then you are not, but this is 6 feet above. This is sun aesthetic, the blind the fact that this is who they legit. Like stretching across the shadows of path of wandering. Blind to the fire that flickers with every word to turn to find the speakers, just unaware of the spark in that every.